Morning friends, happy Thursday. The long bank holiday Easter weekend is finally in sight, and I've got to say on this one, I am totally with Augusta Murray over on Twitter X. The story of Williams' football matches, note the plurals, continues. And actually, at this match, he was in the VIP box, which has a massive glass frontage, completely visible to the paparazzi inside. He was papped a number of times. He was the only person pre-kickoff that continually had a drink in his hand, a pint in his hand. And actually, at one point, he was the only person with any drink in his hand at all when he first arrived. His behaviour, to me, in my humble opinion, is not appropriate for a future king. I don't think a king is relevant in 2025, but that's just my opinion. I seriously wonder if William has a medical issue that can be treated and it's related to alcoholism. He seems to be a fan of the booze. No shame on him. Alcoholism affects a lot of people in modern day life, and it's very easy for alcohol to move from being a slave to you to your master. And it wouldn't surprise me now if alcohol is William's master. I think he needs to get help. We all enjoy ourselves at football matches. Having too much to drink and taunting the opposition fans, not a good look for anybody. Certainly not a good look for a member of the non-working, taxpayer-funded, lazy, scrounging royal family. Comments are open as ever. Let me know what you think. Morning friends, happy Thursday, and there's been various articles that have sort of commented on the same thing as this, that there's a bit of a divide between Kate and her sister Pippa. Some of the articles are more sensational than others. Let me tell you what could have caused this little bit of a divide. So last week, Pippa was interviewed for a celebrity glossy magazine in the UK. It went digital first. Pippa was asked why she took 2 separate holidays while Kate was having her cancer treatment. And Pippa's answer was very surprising. And the answer was, well, Kate wasn't ill in the traditional sense. So Pippa was trying to justify why she wasn't by her sister's side and was actually outside of the UK, and perhaps didn't think through the words that she used. Not ill in the traditional sense. I mean, if you're having treatment for cancer, you definitely are ill in the traditional sense. If you're not ill in the traditional sense, is it more that you've injured yourself? I don't know. It's all a bit confusing. The digital edition of the copy was changed within about 4 hours, I understand, to a more reasonable answer, let's say. I think that's probably what this article is referring to. The journalists are having a bit of a prod at Kate because they know about Pippa's faux pas, social faux pas. And don't get me wrong, when we're being interviewed about a number of subjects, it's very easy to say the wrong thing and have to correct yourself. Not ill in the traditional sense. I don't know. A bit weird to me. Comments are open. Let me know as ever what you think. Morning friends, happy Friday. The pantomime continues, and actually the truth about this leads back to Camilla, so stay tuned. Kate and William will skip the Easter Sunday service to spend more time as a family. Hold on a minute, they've just been on a massive taxpayer-funded skiing holiday to spend time together as a family, and William, for a lot of that time, was actually on his own, on his phone. Very weird. If they went to church, they would be all together as a family, so the excuse doesn't make sense. Where's it really coming from? I'm pretty well connected in the media. You probably already know that. The rumours are, and there's some evidence about this as well from phone logs, that Camilla is the person that tipped off the European press that Kate and William were skiing. Their exact location was also given. The press was able to find them, take the shots, which we've all now seen. Camilla did this to prove how lazy this pair is. And because Camilla's basically grassed them up to the world's international media, they are now on strike. They are now a big FU to Charles and Camilla. Do the service on your own. Honestly, these two, I mean, the comments, there was 1,000 comments on this article. I would say, without any detailed mathematical calculation, 80% of them are just calling Wills and Kate out for being untruthful, lazy scroungers. And on that note, Comments are open as ever. Just let me know what you think. Morning friends, happy Friday. You probably all know that the Not My King protests are growing in size. Good example of an image below, a recent one. But let's look at Charles's legacy. How will Charles be remembered as a person and a king? Let's go back in time. Charles will be remembered as the person that cheated on one of the most loved people in the world, Princess Diana, with his now wife Camilla, the night before his wedding and 3 days after his wedding. Charles will be remembered as the king that could not get into power until his mother died. His mother refused to abdicate because she knew just what a poor king Charles will be. Charles will be remembered as the person who literally stole tens of millions of pounds every single year, despite being a billionaire, from the NHS and charities. And when that was revealed by the media, he could not even be bothered to comment. Charles will be remembered as the person who shielded his own brother from serious international allegations and wouldn't even force his own brother to cooperate with law enforcement agencies to become a witness. Charles will be remembered as the person that allowed Meghan to be bullied out of the British UK royal family and be forced to start a new life with Harry. Charles will be remembered as the person who is the head of the Church of England, who could not even be bothered to go and see his own grandchildren in California over a 5-year period. What else? He'll be remembered as a grumpy person who is famous internationally for losing his temper over the smallest thing. Lastly, he'll be remembered for not achieving anything. Despite all the money, resources, time, privileges, education, what has Charles achieved in his life? If you can think of anything, please add it in positive achievements. If you can think of anything, please put it in the comments because I'd love to know. What a legacy that is, Charles. What an absolute legacy of zero. Is it any wonder these protests are happening? Morning friends, happy Wednesday, how are you doing? Not content with amassing a handbag collection worth hundreds of thousands of pounds, I'll put the story small version here, Camilla seemed obsessed with flaunting generational royal wealth whilst on their pointless tour of Italy. And as a UK taxpayer, I'd really love to know what they achieved by going out to Italy, apart from having a nice anniversary weekend. But that's another story, Martin. I think the big issue here with the handbags, the diamonds, the travel, the fake eco-warrior credentials, the issue is that the royals just cannot read the room. Despite what's going on with Harry and Meghan and their unfunded, apart from their personal funds, quest to do good, the reality of life is just absolutely lost on every single member of the non-working, taxpayer-funded royal family. They are tone deaf continuously. Not on a rare occasion where they make a social faux pas or a slip-up. It's a continuation of the tone-deaf, ultra-privileged, billionaire lifestyle where they cannot read the room, and in this case, the room is the whole of the world. As ever, comments are open. Let me know what you think. Have a brilliant day.
So let's take this on. In April of 2025, the Archewell Foundation, established by Meghan and Harry, discontinued its financial support in the Milwaukee Muslim Women's Coalition, following public attention and statements made by the coalition founder. She had described Israel as an apartheid state and used the phrase "from the river to the sea" in a blog post, which some interpret as a call for the elimination of Israel. Archewell executives James Holt and Janan Najeeb addressed the issue in a letter to Najeeb, stating that her comments conflicted with the foundation values. They emphasized their commitment in supporting Afghan women through the Welcome Project and expressed pride in their work with communities in Milwaukee. However, they concluded that the MMWC would be removed from their network and that no further grants would be provided. The decision has sparked discussions about the balance between upholding organizational values and supporting grassroots initiatives, especially those led by marginalized communities. The situation underscores the complexities of philanthropic organizations face when navigating political sensitivities and the diverse perspectives of their partners. For content creators and commentators, this development offers an opportunity to explore themes such as intersection of philanthropy and political expression and challenges of maintaining inclusive support networks and the broader implications for organizations striving to uphold the stated values while engaging with diverse communities. So basically what I'm seeing is that the coalition founder is responsible for her words and her actions. At the end of the day, this is not a story or a hit piece about Harry and Meghan, and it may turn into one. At the end of the day, as a founder and as a coalition owner, right, you are a founder. Ultimately, you are responsible. You are the voice for your brand, your page, everything about you. It's you, right? And they had every right to speak what they felt, but with consequences, right? And with Harry and Meghan, they are setting their boundaries. And they are setting their boundaries in regards to what is acceptable for them and their vested interest and their time and their money. Love them, hate them, it's a choice. And because they're a foundation, they have to be very careful with who they sponsor, how they sponsor, because of situations like this, and that it requires that navigation. And all of the commenters, commentators, and creators are looking for that one thing to take them down and cancel them. This is that one thing. No, it's not. Their platform is wide and it's broad. But you also have to remember that with Harry and Meghan, they are free of borders, but they are humanitarians, right? So someone wanted me to take it on. I did my little rizzle dazzle in regards to what are they saying about it. And at the end of the day, it's going to be based on personal choice and opinion. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. It is not for us to dictate what Harry and Meghan, what their values are. Believe me, the Crown has done that plenty. We can choose our level of support in the areas that we support them in. And you can choose to be all or nothing. But that's a reflection on you and your beliefs and your values, right? With the Archewell Foundation, they had every right to make the decisions that they needed to make based on the factual information and where it sits within their brand and how these decisions impact other patrons of theirs, right? So ultimately, just because they're Harry and Meghan doesn't mean that they are enabling behaviors that go outside of what their beliefs are for their foundation. Hope that helps.
From mistress to monarch, who is King Charles's wife, Camilla? Charles met Camilla on Windsor Great Park Polo Field in 1970. She was back from finishing schools in Switzerland and France. He had just left Cambridge University and was about to join the Navy. They became close, but the relationship cooled when the Prince went to sea in 1973. Camilla Shand married Army officer Andrew Parker Bowles on July the 4th, 1973. They had 2 children, Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopez. But before that, Andrew had been romantically linked to Camilla's now sister-in-law, Princess Anne. The pair dated for some time in 1970, sharing a love of horses. But it wasn't meant to be. 8 years after the Parker Bowles wedding, Charles married Diana. It's thought Charles resumed his romance with Camilla at some point in the 80s. In 1992, Charles and Diana formally separated. Just 3 months later, a private conversation between Charles and Camilla in 1989 was leaked to the press. The explicit 6-minute phone call caused a scandal when details of it were printed. It's now often referred to as Tampongate. In 1994, Charles admitted he'd been unfaithful to Diana once the marriage had irretrievably broken down in an interview with David Dimbleby. Then, in 1995, during a now controversial BBC Panorama interview, Diana famously said there were 3 people in her marriage, referring to Camilla. After the interview, the Queen wrote to Charles saying a divorce between him and Diana was desirable. That same year, Camilla and Andrew Parker Bowles announced their divorce. And in 1996, Charles and Diana finalised theirs. A year later, Diana was tragically killed in a car crash. After the death of Diana, Charles and Camilla worked hard to rehabilitate Camilla's public image. They were photographed together for the first time as a couple at the Ritz in London, attending the birthday party of Camilla's sister Annabel Elliott in 1999. A year later, the Queen, who reportedly had previously refused to acknowledge Camilla, met her for the first time. Camilla and Charles married in 2005. The Queen didn't attend the civil ceremony because she was the head of the Church of England, which then disapproved of divorce and remarriage. But she was at the blessing ceremony, which was held at St George's Chapel in Windsor. In his memoir Spare, Prince Harry revealed he and his brother William had begged Charles not to marry Camilla. Camilla was initially cast as the villain in the story of Charles and Diana. But as she carved out her own royal role, the mood towards her has softened. During the Platinum Jubilee, Queen Elizabeth II stated it was her sincere wish that Camilla be named Queen Consort when Charles takes the throne. The last Queen Consort in Britain was Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, who was given the title when she married George VI. After the coronation of King Charles, Camilla will be crowned by his side as Queen.
Meghan, those are the women that were the most outspoken. The minute these women have opinions is the minute they lose public popularity. And to be a popular female in the royal family, you've got to keep your mouth shut.
The press turned against Meghan soon after the engagement because she mentions Me Too.
Oh, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And that completely threw her off, I think, because I think she saw the royal family as a platform to communicate the causes that she was really, really passionate about and the activism that she'd been doing since she was 11 years old. And she thought this would be a great opportunity. But no, because we have to, when we're in the royal family, they have to be sanitised, signed off charities that have that little, they're kept in a little box where they are. They're the pretty women on the arm that only say nice, polite things. And that is crucial to their success. Because look what happened when Fergie spoke out, when Diana spoke out, and now Meghan.
Yeah.
I have never forgiven both of them.
Really?
Never.
What,
never.
now?
Because,
even now?
Even now.
For what precisely? The betrayal?
Because there was this child, a damaged young girl. They plotted like les liaisons dangereuses together. They plotted to bring her in as his wife so she could breed. And then they carried on. The night before, apparently, according to reliable accounts, Diana said she didn't want to marry because she found a bracelet that he had bought for Camilla. For me, as a feminist, when a woman hurts another woman in that way, unforgivable.
Does it make a difference that she was the most beautiful woman in the world?
No, it wasn't about that. For me, she was a young child. It was a worst kind of arranged marriage,
But you think
imaginable.
Camilla was almost pulling the strings on that?
We know that they knew apparently Camilla approved of Diana.
But don't
How can that be acceptable in any woman that you do this, you manipulate and entrap. They didn't have to do that. They could have married.
The same argument.
They could have married.
You'd fire Prince Philip from the royal family for bad driving.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't forgive him for that either.
Oh.
I didn't write the piece.
I started by saying it started by saying I wish them all the joy, didn't I?
But then he went on to say,
and then I said, "Get away, Meghan! Don't do it."
You said this is not a dreamy fairy tale.
It's not.
Most crowns are made of thorns as well as diamonds.
Wow.
She cannot possibly understand what she's getting into. The Windsors are a cold and dysfunctional family.
I fear I do believe that.
Really?
I do believe that. I do believe that. I mean, look at the examples. Not just Diana, but even going back to Princess Margaret. I remember Princess Margaret when she had to sign her love away. It was a rainy day, I remember it very well. And she never really recovered, did she? Because she couldn't marry
That's
anybody.
true, she did.
I really think, especially if it seems she's not even going to carry on with her career. Princess Grace is not even to do necessarily with our royal family. It will be a nightmare. Because the official rules and regulations... I mean, even Kate, you know, I'm not a royalist, but I do sort of look at these, at Kate. She had personality once. They've taken it away somewhere. I think Diana had it, and that's why Diana was so unwelcome. Have you read any of the books in which Diana described her life?
I've read a million things.
But do you not even believe what she said? It was a huge tragedy what happened to that child.
Right?
They took
People
her
may not like it.
So I'm
He's allowed to marry his true
I'm
love.
astonished you don't think it at all important that a 19-year-old girl was used in this way.
I do.
You should say so.
I do.
Because she was, as you said, damaged.
I have a lot of sympathy for Diana. But I also think that she was quite damaged from her own upbringing, nothing to do with the royals.
So they shouldn't have done this to her.
So the point
Charles was not a child.
But
he could have
William
said
and
no.
Harry,
6 years old and
arranged marriage, bad in-laws, faithless husband, bad Bollywood tragedy.
Yeah, but and that's what matters, I think, at the end of the day. As long as they're in love, let's all get behind it, let's support it.
I agree.
And looking forward to next May.
Get away, Meghan. Yeah, I think I went...
And emotional, actually.
I went to Kensington Palace as a Republican 3 times.
Why?
When Diana died, because I thought she was such an extraordinary woman.
She was, yeah.
And I hated what happened to her. Yeah.
The way that white people will take anything from, like, any other culture and call it Scandinavian is actually so killer to me. What do you mean Scandinavian dupatta and Scandinavian dress? Girl, that's straight from India. I saw that in the movie when I was, like, 12. Everything is Scandinavian, even these. Look at what I have on my fucking feet. Look at what my Brazilian ass has on my feet. Havaianas. Scandinavian flip-flop trend summer 2025. Bitch. Why is everything Scandinavian? Like just say you don't know anything about Scandinavia. Is that even the right country? Scandinavia. Yeah. Just say you don't know anything about Scandinavia and you just make... Wait, that's not even a country. That's a region. Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. Oh, it's that little... Yeah, oh my gosh, what?
I took my family to a black circus. It was awesome. First of all, the show was incredible. But my wife and I were talking afterwards that my 7-year-old didn't seem to notice that he was the only white kid, and we felt really proud about that. Everyone was so kind and sweet to him, and he was just right at home. I wish it could be that way for everyone always, and I know it's not. We know as he gets older, he's going to face grown-up realities of injustice, history, and all of those things, but for right now, we're hoping that these are some seeds we can plant that can set him on a good path. Anyway, I thought that was worth sharing. Plus, he just had an awesome time.
This is not the time for the Christian church to be sitting back and to be letting a madman mess up not just the economy, but mess up our lives. And that's why for my white evangelical brothers and sisters, for you to remain silent while this man is going crazy. Beloved, I want you to know you can't call yourself a Christian and not speak truth to power. You can't call yourself a prophet and sit there on your laurels. You cannot act like there is not something going on in our country. It's time now to speak truth to power.
What is it you think you're doing here?
I'm dumping trash out.
That's illegal. This is private property. You can't be using this dumpster for your trash.
Oh, no, it's okay. My office is right here. It's not illegal. I have an office here, sir.
Your office is here. You work, and you work here.
Office?
Yes. I need proof of this.
Would you like services or anything, or why do you need my business?
I would like to see proof that you're an attorney, because this is private property. You can't be throwing trash out there. You're breaking the law.
Okay, I would love to.
1019.
Here you go, sir. Linda Jones, attorney at law, located right at this office address.
I see the Linda Jones, but I don't see the address here.
Sir, if you flip the card over, please. Thank you. Is there anything else I can help you with, sir? Because the sun is...
I still don't see the address.
Sir, here's the address here, please. And that's my name. Is there anything else that you need to verify that, sir? I'm trying to cooperate here.
Ma'am, I'll ask the questions. You're breaking the law right now.
Actually, I'm an attorney. I know my rights, and I'm not breaking the law. As I stated, sir, I'm a tenant at this office location.
Okay, this card doesn't prove any of that. I need to see your ID.
You don't need to see my ID, sir. I just gave you my business card.
Ma'am, don't make this any more difficult than it has to be.
Address.
There's no need to be confrontational.
Nobody's being confrontational, sir. I'm not being confrontational.
Ma'am, you're being incredibly aggressive. All you're doing is escalating the situation, and there's no need for any of this.
I'm escalating the situation.
Correct. I've asked you 3 times now. I need to see your ID.
I will show you my ID to verify the business card, okay? I'll do that for you. But I don't have to, okay? So you know that. This is my name to verify the business card and the office address, sir. This is not illegal dumping, once again.
Alright, but the address is different on your license than it is on the business card.
Because that's a business location, sir. That's not my home address.
Yeah, this whole thing just seems very suspicious. I'll be right back. I need to run this ID.
You don't need to run my ID, sir. You don't need to. I'm an attorney, like I said. That'll be against your jurisdiction if you're trying to run my driver's license.
Ma'am, you
and I both know that, or I can tell you that right now. That's illegal what you're doing.
You just illegally took your ID.
Because you have no reason to legally stop me. I gave you my ID. I did not have to, once again.
Ma'am, you're breaking the law. You're illegally dumping trash. Your addresses do not match up.
Yes, they do. They do match up.
Well, then you should have no problem with me running it then, if you are.
You don't need to run my ID, sir. I told you, again, I'm a lawyer. This is my office address. I've proven that with my business card and my driver's license. This is not illegal. You have no reason to stop me.
Well, then you should have no reason for me to run your ID if you are so in fact a lawyer and this is your property. Because from where I stand, you're illegally dumping trash into a dumpster.
If we continue with this, sir, you're going to get sued. Is that Officer I see? Badge 2322? You really want to continue this conversation with me? Knowing that I'm an attorney at law.
I mean, you haven't proven that you're an attorney.
With the business card saying attorney, that doesn't, and the ID matching, that doesn't do it for you? Or you want to keep going down this rabbit hole, officer?
Okay, ma'am, this could just be so simple. All you need to do is give me your ID and your business card back.
I'm not letting you run anything. I don't have to let you run anything. Maybe you need to go read into your law books.
Ma'am.
Instead of just the academy.
If you weren't breaking the law.
You're going to get sued, sir. This is harassment now because you're on my private property as a tenant.
1017.
And you're trying to make me, call whoever you need to call. Because you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I don't know if it's racism. I don't know what you have going on. A bad day. I'm not sure, sir, but you need to go.
None of that is relevant to what's going on here.
It's very relevant because you're sitting here harassing me at my workplace. I'm taking out my trash where I pay for half my office space.
Okay, none of that has been proven. I do have an ongoing investigation right now that I just got called on.
My business card. I've given you my business card. I've showed you my ID and verified that's the name. This is my office. Would you like to come inside?
Okay, ma'am. I'm going to let you off on a warning.
You have no choice but to let me off on a warning. Because you need a warning yourself. Keep it going.
I have an ongoing investigation I need to tend to.
I bet you do.
We're going to leave this as a warning
today. That sounds great. That sounds great. You have a great day.
So congratulations to Meghan again. Time 100 Summit. So let's talk about this and the inspiration, because this is where Meghan's platform becomes really exciting, right? Love or hate her, that's going to be your personal choice. And at this point, Harry and Meghan have made a conscious decision just to move forward and live out loud, as they should. Her podcast is going very well. But ultimately, her speeches, she is absolutely a powerful speaker, right? And one of the things that I think that we can actually take away and look at Meghan, when we look inward at ourselves, is there are those of us that are inspired by her. She is inspirational, right? She is impactful to us because she resonates and she gives us hope. But in the time where they made her popular, she was already famous. But because of their abuse, she now has this layer of protection of interest, right? She is our body of interest. She sets a great example. Today, I just am sitting there, I'm thinking of Harry and Meghan in their leadership roles. And now I want to speak about Harry and Meghan in their leadership roles. Because it's one thing to get lost in the propaganda, but it's another when you actually start speaking about them as leaders, as influencers, and start asking yourself, what have I learned? Where have I improved? Right? Because ultimately, through all of this, if we are so caught up and we are not moving forward with our life because we're stuck in this drama, well, then we are part of the ongoing drama, which is their platform, right? There is a lot of lessons that can be learned through culture diversity and the misogyny and the attacks. There's plenty that we see about Harry and Meghan and the crown, and how it's all playing out, but how symbolic it is to what's going on across the globe and the power struggle of the people versus the firm, right? I look at Meghan and I get in a funk every now and then, but then I always remember her on the balcony, and she had to push through. Probably one of the hardest days in her life. I can't wait till she writes her book, right? But she is inspiring. The one thing that I do like is that she's human, and we get to see that human side regardless of how often they try to just pluck her. And that's all they're doing is plucking, right? Or I like the analogy of the fire versus the ice, and they hit her with fire and that the water is melting, and now that fire is dying. Because the hit pieces on Meghan don't resonate or don't hit anymore, don't land the way that they used to. Because now what we are seeing and experiencing is a very powerful and inspirational person. She shows up. And I have to ask myself, do I show up every day? I have my opinions about what I'm seeing in regards to the behavior of the crown as it relates to Harry and Meghan. But candidly, there is plenty going on in the United States as we stand. But there is a parallel between the two. I am very proud of Meghan and Harry's followers, the Sussex Squad. This week I heard us named in 2 separate interviews, and it was tied to the abuse that William and Kate receive from the Sussex Squad, or the abuse the correspondents receive from the Sussex Squad. So in their own words, it's like they want us to sit down, sit back, and be quiet, right? Because the difference between the social media accounts and the content of the Sussex Squad versus the firm is that these are all paid bots. And we are humans, legitimately concerned, right? And biggest supporters of Harry and Meghan. So I just seen the announcement of Meghan being a speaker at the Times 100 Summit. And that's something. Another something. And will they come back with hit pieces? Of course. Because she gives them something to talk about, right? And I think all the other stuff, I got to tell you, I think that Kate is a nothing burger. I really think that she's made herself obsolete. I think that she has, in my very first video about Meghan, I said she's nothing but blank paper. And I think that their PR firm within inside their own crown thing, they set her up. And knowingly, unknowingly, they set her up, right? But you can't set up just Kate without damaging William. And William, I don't know. It's interesting, like, does William know how he is seen? Does he see how damaged his reputation is, right? He will have respect as king from monarchists as king, but they will not respect the person. And the difference is who shows up. There are those that will respect the king but won't show up. And then there are those that live the monarch and that they show up. Those are the numbers that matter the most, and those are the numbers that they're losing, right? I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but someone said something, and it kind of made sense with what Charles is doing with all these trips and travels and tying up loose ends, and it has to do with their finances. They say monarchs don't disappear, they just reinvest, right? They divest in certain assets and reinvest in other areas, like corporations, right? Like the BlackRocks, right? When you take a look at where the Rothschilds' money goes or where it is, and after doing research with the Daily Mail and knowing that the aristocrats and the owners of the media conglomerates tied to the aristocrats, that they are major investors in BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, right? So ultimately, they can get rid of the monarch. All Charles is doing is making sure that whatever assets in land, oil, their Africa resources they were stealing, they're firming those up, right? That piece gets interesting. That's the political piece. The other side is in them trying to go after their titles, it frees up Harry and Meghan and their political independence. And the political independence is what gives Harry and Meghan global power. This other stuff is their self, their identity, right? When you look at your pillars are your health, your personal growth, your business, your family, and your wealth, right? And that personal growth is their philanthropic side. I do the pillars as well, which is where I align with them. But anyway, great chatting with you guys.
Hello, my people. Lady Rose here. How y'all doing? All my new subscribers, you're welcome. And my returning subscribers, you all know I love you. It's a Saturday today, April the 19th. Guys, it's still snowing in Colorado. Like this morning, I couldn't even see through my windshield. That's how bad it was, you know. This is Colorado, you know. The weather was so warm the other day. We had all the air conditioning on in the cars, but right now we have the heaters back on, because I tell you, this thing here, see this little corner here, freeze, it's cold. Yeah, I got my sweater on, I got my jacket on. That's what it tells you. That's what Colorado does to you. It will change on you like in a second. Yep. April is still snowing down here. So, guys, y'all saw everybody talking about this thing here. Archewell Foundation dropped the Afghan female resettlement agency. You know, the refugee resettlement agency that is in Milwaukee, that the Archewell Foundation was writing grants for, helping financially. Their CEO came up with some kind of political statements and dropped them on the internet. It's out in the opening out here. And guess what? The tabloids hell broke loose. Because guess what? Some of them tabloids on New York time around here, and they actually are in America, and they know the American laws that pertains to non-profit and foundations. The people with those companies are not allowed to make any political statements. If you were working for a non-profit, you should not speak in the name of that non-profit and come out here and try to say something like put yourself in politics. Yeah. Because when you're going to take the name of that foundation there and the name of that non-profit there and saying something like that, guess what? The IRS is going to suspend that document that was given to you to be a tax-exempt company in United States of America. We all have the same IRS. I have one of them companies, the non-profit. I don't speak the name of that one when I want to say anything out here. And I don't finance nothing politics. I just talk about everything that is affecting everybody out here. But I wouldn't take the name of my company and sit down there and present myself. Guess what? I know I'm a CEO of this company here that gets a tax exemption from the government. I ain't gonna be engaging in no damn politics and go for political rallies and write stuff about lots of all those political stuff, like those stuff in the Middle East. That's that thing. We all know what's going on there. But guess what? You know, and them people. Well, to be fair, I'm just gonna also shut up and not say much, because if I'm gonna start saying my mind around here, I might also get in trouble. And y'all know my mouth. I'll be telling y'all all this while. Y'all need to keep praying for my mouth, because you know all these tabloids who are sitting down there blaming Harry and Meghan, they know exactly what the laws and the rules of those non-profits are around here. And if you do not know it, go on IRS website and Google the rules of a non-profit and foundations in the United States of America. We all have one same rule. You can't be putting your mouth in those kind of like shit show like what's happening in the Middle East, because that's gonna come bite your ass. And yeah, it's that serious. So this lady came and popped up and wrote what she had to write and condemned the Israel state, the state of Israel. But we all know who really started all this mess. And I'm not blaming nobody here. And y'all need to keep away from them victims, the innocent people in this nonsense. They are real people who started this mess, and they should finish that mess themselves. You don't just stop people and then you started playing victim sometimes. You know, that's why I do tell y'all guys, don't try me. When you try me, I'll fight you. I don't play all those nice stuff. I ain't no Duchess of Sussex. I ain't that nice. You pull one string of my hair, I'll pull all of yours. You try to caress one side of my face, I'll slap across yours 3 times, baby. Don't try me. I ain't gonna be playing nice out here. So you can't be studying people and then you coming and start playing victim. You know? You can't be studying no trouble and then come to say like so did so. Don't try people like me. I already told you. You try just to push me a little bit, I'll get you on that floor. Oh yeah, don't look at this one here. Yeah, don't look at me like that because yeah, I ain't playing with you. So y'all need to stop looking for trouble out there and then stop playing victim afterwards. You know, I stay away from trouble. That's what my mama Jacqueline told me when I was little. Stay away from trouble, and trouble gonna stay away from you. You can't be sitting down there looking for trouble and then after that you sitting down there blaming people. Prince Harry and Princess Meghan have boundaries. And they know the rules of a non-profit or foundation in the United States of America. They don't want to lose their donors either. They are in business. They got children to feed. They just started this foundation not too long ago. And y'all want them to lose it because of you? No, it ain't gonna happen that way. And my queen here, my princess, she's so smart. And my prince, my brother-in-law, he's very smart. He's so humble. God bless you, Prince Harry. God bless you, Duchess of Sussex, Princess Meghan, Princess Harry. God bless y'all. God bless you children too. And y'all doing Lord's work out here. Ain't nobody gonna sit down there and shame you because of your non-profit. They need to sit down there and write theirs. Put theirs down and sit down there and apply for whatever 5013C. They need to sit down there and write the policy and procedure for their own damn companies instead of sitting down here and bullying you. It costs about $600 right now here to open one of those ones to pay the government of the United States of America. If I did not forget, $600 or $1,200. Yeah, you need to sit down there, write you on them. You who's writing all the nonsense on those daily fare. You who's writing all everything from all those Washington Bush. Where you who's writing from all those nonsense and sitting down there opening your dirty, terrible mouth with your twisted every DNA that you have and terrible chromosomes that you have in your body due to inbred blood. You sitting down there and opening your mouth about somebody's company. Sit your ass down, write the policy and procedures, and write the bylaws and call the IRS and tell them you want to open some foundation with your stupid name. And you gotta start helping all those people out there. Do it. Why sit down there and start shaming Harry and Meghan? They're following their laws, the rules of laws of United States of America. That's what they are doing. They are rule followers. My dad Thomas told me, you want to be the happiest person on this planet, follow the rules of the law. I was a little tiny girl. I followed the laws. I followed the rules of laws since that time that when my daddy told me that I pay attention. I pay extra attention to every single thing that I'm doing out here so I won't get on bad side of the law. And y'all want to sit down there, Meghan, your mama. Harry, you dirty. screw you and your mama also. Y'all thinking that is easy to sit down there, start writing everything for your company, putting everything together, and then somebody's gonna come all of a sudden just to try and mess it up? Nobody's happy what's happening in those people's country down there. But ask yourself, who started all the mess? And how did the mess start? Kamala Harris came out here said she was gonna help with lots of stuff. Y'all know what those people voted for. They said they were gonna vote the devil in the office instead of voting for a black woman. And right now here you want them to sit down there and start crying in the name of black woman who is the Duchess of Sussex, Princess Harry. Screw y'all, all of y'all. Like I told y'all, sit down there, write your own bylaws, and write the policy and procedure for your company. You don't need lots of pages. Write 150 pages and send them out here to the IRS. Put them down there. I'm going to show you how to open all those non-profit or the foundation. Open it with your stupid tabloid name. You can't even run your own damn house. You have to sit down there and hate on Harry and Meghan to pay your bills. You have to sit down there and ride the hate train to hate the Sussex family to make a living. How you gonna be able to open a non-profit, a foundation, even to be more specific with your stupid, terrible name that is ruined with the hate? You came from hate. That's why you are so heinous. You look like hate. Just look at all these tabloids. Look at them faces. Those damn faces look like hate. Look like this Becky. Look at this Kinsey. The other guy, that little short piece of shit that's work with the Kinsey. Kevin also. Look at them faces. I mean, pay attention. Look at those people. They definitely look like hate. That's why they are so hateful. They are actually paying their bills with hate. They are specialized in hate. And that's what they do best. Shame on them. Instead of sitting down here blaming Harry and Meghan, sit down there, I told you what to do. You sit down there, pull your computer, write the bylaws. Pick the board of directors and sit your damn ass down there and write the policy and procedures. And sit down there and fill those applications and send them to IRS. It's going to take you about 1 hour or 2 hours if you're so stupid you do not understand what the law, the rules of law of the United States of America are. I hate it when some lazy ass people sit down there and start judging you. They can't even move them damn asses from those couches. And they want to sit down there and tell you what to do with your own company. Those non-profit are very slippery companies there. You can't play with anything because the government's eye, Uncle Sam's eyes are on you straight. You can't be messing up. And the world they hates, the world of these people, the world of white people, the world of a hateful, racist white people, let's put it that way. Don't say all the white people. They're white people, my family, very loving people. Those people helped me my entire life, is still helping me right now. They are my friends here, the ones I work with, a bunch of doctors, my colleagues. Good people. Lots of you all guys out here, my friends. My good white queens around here like Susie and all those other good ones. It's a lot of y'all guys here following me. And it's a lot of y'all guys like this Duchess D of AZ. She makes all those good, wonderful videos about Princess Meghan and Prince Harry. She understands everything that is happening to these people. Very wonderful white people. But I'm talking about those racists, bigot racists, heinous people, terrible people, twisted people, inbred, horrible human beings. Those are the ones I'm talking about here. And that racist man taking them nowhere. I mean, look at them. Look at all of them. They all look miserable. They all need Jesus. Or maybe they just don't need one Jesus. They actually need Jesuses. Not the Jesus of Nazareth. They need different kind of Jesus, and they need 3 of them or 4 at the same time. Because ain't nothing gonna save them people's souls. There are companies out here that can help you to open your own damn company, Becky. So you can also, you feel so sorry for these people? You feel so sorry for the resettlement of refugees? Hey, damn it. Open that agency. You can do it. You probably just need like a $2,500 in your pocket to start all those stuff together. Open yours. Yes, you heard me. I hate you. Bye, Felicia. All right, family. I'm going to talk to y'all guys again tomorrow. I do want to ask you a favor. Please share my videos. And let's probably also get my numbers to some big numbers. Yeah, I'm going to ask you for that. So next week, I want to see at least 100 more extra subscribers here, and I know how y'all know how to do it, and you know how to do it. Yes, you take this video, you share it on other platforms. That's how we go get it. And one of them, my queens out here, said I needed to share them on all those other platforms myself. You know, those platforms, I don't really have people. Like my IG, I don't have even one follower. Oh my goodness. I don't even have people. I have people on Facebook, but you know, those people on Facebook, they don't really open a YouTube video on my Facebook specifically, because you know, the people on my Facebook are so damn boring. So please share with the people on your Facebook, and with people on your Instagram, or with people with the other platforms that you have out there, so we could also get some views. You know, people don't even watch my videos. I'll be sitting down here making all those videos and putting all those videos together, working so hard, but ain't nobody even watching those videos. But it's okay. You know what? I'm very patient. It doesn't matter if one of these heinous, terrible racist person watches 1 minute of my video, my message went through. That's all I am here for. Okay? And let's go to Isabella Beck's channel. Let's share her videos as well, so we could get her at least to 10,000 subscribers, please, guys. And don't forget to go to my brother Baron's channel, and his channel is our big channel that helps every single one out here. It's called the Royal Success. Let's get my brother to 100,000 subscribers. He's been crying about that silver plate for a minute, and baby, he's been around here forever, and I can't even believe that he does not have 100,000 subscribers, guys. Shame on all of us. Let's share his videos, okay? So we could get him that silver plate. There is nothing more we can give to that wonderful brother of ours. It just kind of makes me so happy to see black men standing up for us. It just makes me so proud, you know. Thank you for everything that you do, my brother Baron. God bless you. And God bless the Success Squad, and bless the Success family, Prince Harry, Princess Meghan, Princess Lilibet, and Prince Archie. We love you. God bless you all, guys. I'm going to talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye for now.